This is what it looks like when Nina washes her face.
That usually does not.
She likes to turn our van into a water park. Don't put your sink max on the pad. What's up, y'all? This week we're talking about things that we would want to change about our van. Just like us, it's not perfect, and we want to show you guys what we would change about it. So if you wouldn't mind changing that subscribe button to subscribed, we would really appreciate it. Helps us out more than you guys know. The first thing we would change about Bruce is we would definitely invest in a swivel seat for our passenger chair. It's absolutely worth the money when you got such a small space and you have company over here sitting on the bed or in your living room and you can't even talk to them because you got a nice backrest of your passenger chair blocking your view, and you have to lean all the way back here. It's just super isolating, uncomfortable, and it's tight. Wouldn't recommend it. Definitely invest in a swivel seat.
Number 2 is our white walls. If we were to build out another van completely, I would probably still paint the walls white because I think it looks so good and it really opens up the space. But with white walls, they get dirty really easily. So we've already got some dirt marks, some scuff marks. Same thing goes for the bed comforter. I picked a light gray, which I think looks really good. But with us eating meals on the bed, sitting here to do work, we just spill on it way more often than I would like. And living in a van, we don't have access to laundry all the time, so it's pretty hard to clean. So I'd probably go for something a little bit darker that stains wouldn't show up as much.
The next thing we would change about the van has a little bit mixed reviews. So our sink, one of the cons is that it's so shallow. It's really small. It's only about 6 inches deep. So whenever I'm doing dishes, the pots and pans do not really fit well in here. So I'll have water splashing us and things like that. The second con is its placement. It's right next to the bed, which means I will be getting my pillows and my sheets all wet. But the pro to that side is that I do have a nice place to sit while I do my dishes versus having to stand up and work on my arched back, which I'm not trying to do. The last con we would say about the sink is probably the hand pump. It is a little challenging to do dishes with one hand, or if I'm trying to wash my hands, not super ideal. And I'm right-handed, so pumping with my right hand means I have to use my left, which I don't like doing. But the pro about having a hand pump is that it does help us conserve water. That way we're not having to swap out our 5-gallon tank over and over and over again.
Another thing that's less than ideal with the van is our window coverings, and not specifically the coverings themselves, those have been fine, but the way we attach the coverings to the window. They all have Velcro on them, and then some of the window coverings for the front have magnets hot glued on, but the problem with both the hot glue and the Velcro is that they're adhesive, and so when it gets hot, they melt. So while we're at work all day, the sun's beating down on the car, coming through the windows, heating all these things up, and they're just melting right off. So all the hot glues come undone. These Velcros I can stick back on, and then stick them to the window, only for them to fall off again tomorrow, or when I pull them down, the Velcro is gonna stay up there again. So I like the coverings that we made, but we just need a better way of attaching them.
If you guys have any ideas what to do, we're completely helpless in this area, so please leave us some comments down below, some suggestions for how to keep our window coverings on the windows.
Going along with the window coverings, you can see this one behind me is really struggling. Originally, when we bought the van and started converting it, we were kind of excited about these side windows. Our first night in the van was spent at this great dispersed campsite. We got to watch the sunrise over the mountains through these side windows. But since then, we've been camping mostly in populated areas, or we're at work all day, so we want to leave these side window coverings up just so people can't really see into our home. Where all the other window coverings we're constantly taking on and off, but these ones are more permanent. So we wish we would have found a good solution to leave up all the time. Some people cover them in the build or just don't have windows here at all in the vans that they buy. So we definitely would be looking for a more permanent solution instead of these temporary guys to be up here, just because they're kind of a pain and they don't look very good.
So the last thing that we're going to go over is this little corner. It's the corner of death. So the reason I call it the corner of death is because everything in here is so jam-packed that it makes it extremely difficult for us to remove it. I'll demonstrate here. It's, this cupboard door right here, when we open it, it only goes halfway. Cool, huh? Because this handle blocks it. So the only way to get it to open all the way is to open this whole cabinet door, just so that we can open this door, and now we can access the pee funnel and our jerry cans for water. Most van conversions have their kitchens right here, so that means that they can just do a little slidey door action and then access their jerry cans from there. So versus we have to access the corner of death, get under here, and I need to crawl up under in here and all of our plumbing just to disconnect it, number one. And then number two, I have to load 5 gallons of water out of under here with all of our locking mechanisms so that it doesn't move while we're driving. So it's quite the hassle to do while bent over, so close to the ground and next to our bed. Would much rather have all of our plumbing right next to the door, easy to access. Thanks for listening to why our van sucks, but not really. We love our van, but we hope you guys don't make the same mistakes that we did. Let us know down in the comment section if you think we're idiots, if you think we're geniuses in disguise, and don't forget to subscribe, please. It helps us out so much more than you know, and we'll catch you in the next video.